Welcome to Beer Disciples. I am Ross Quintana.
And I'm Robert Hubbard.
Wow, he gives a full disclosure on this one. What is going on? We've given him the truth serum, and now he has to say his name. And this is our little guest here, Stone's Smoked Porter. Oh yeah. Excited about this one. It comes with some pretty good hype. Number one, I haven't tried a smoked porter or any smoked beers, so I'm kind of excited to try that. And of course, coming from Stone, it's going to excite me because they do such an excellent job. And then when you look at the credibility on the ratings on this, it's 99 on RateBeer overall, and 100 for the style, and those are some really high marks. So
You can't get
BeerAdvocate,
much higher than that.
yeah, BeerAdvocate has it as an A minus. You know, when you see marks like that, when you see a high overall mark, it means that there's a lot of people who enjoy this beer.
Yeah.
You know, aside from it just being in its style, there's a lot of people who enjoy this beer. So I'm excited to try it out. This is from Stone Brewing, and you know, they do a great job out of Escondido, California. I'm not going to read all of the information. They always do a lot of verbiage on their back
philosophy.
here. Yeah, the whole story, which is good. You know, most of the beers, it's annoying when it's the label and just the government warning and the redemption value for the bottle. It's like, really? You can't even, I've got to figure out what this beer is based on the name.
Yeah.
You know, Jim's Ale, and that's all they tell you and nothing else. It's like, come on, give me a hint. What is it? So anyway, so let's crack into this and see what we've got here. ABVs on this is 5.9, 53 IBUs, and I'm expecting it to be exceptional. This beer was first released in 1996, and somehow I've avoided it all these years.
Well, I've never had a porter, so
Well,
I'm a blank slate for this. So
let's take a look at the pour. Get a little agitation on there. Oh yeah. Isn't it funny how you can see the difference in quality just through the pour?
Yeah.
Like some of the beers we've tried tonight, you know, it's like you pour it in and then it's just like, boom, clear amber, nothing going on.
Right.
This one, you're seeing the cascading, you're seeing the complexity. I mean, beautiful looking. The color right now is beautiful. The color on the head, the foamy head, it's so sticky, it looks like I could bounce a quarter off of it right now. Beautiful mahogany color.
yeah, it has a pretty good, pretty fast but good cascade.
Yeah,
there.
look at it, still trickling down here, nice and slow down on the sides.
Uh-huh.
Small migration.
Yeah.
It's like, is the floor moving? Go Indiana Jones on it.
That's kind of a cherry color.
Yeah, great, beautiful mahogany.
Mahogany.
Yeah, mahogany is more
Okay.
sophisticated than. It's a reddish, a little bit like a cherry. So, looks beautiful. Let's get to the nose, which I'm sure is going to be something interesting.
The head has really fine bubbles too. It's not too sudsy. It's
I tried not to over pour so I could get a little bit of a nose. Sometimes I get a little too aggressive wanting to see the action that I end up giving myself such a big head that I can't get this nose through it, so I gotta let it set for a second. And this is a sticky head. You can see it's just really sticking to the sides there. I'm going to come back after I take a couple drinks. We'll come back to the nose where I can get it a little better. Let's hit the taste. Wow. I'll tell you what, going from drinking those lightish beers, you know,
Yep.
compared to this is like a flavor explosion on the old mouth.
Absolutely.
You definitely get that smokiness right off the bat. The roasts come out real big right after that. You're getting all the roasts on your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that's really that sweet. You only get a tinge of that sweetness
Right at the beginning, yeah.
right in the very beginning. Real light, refreshing though. The body isn't as malty as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little thicker.
Okay.
And it's really clean and refreshing.
Uh-huh.
with the smoke on the water. That's really what it is. It's refreshing in that water type sense, that clean, refreshing, watery sense, but you getting that smoke right across the water.
Yeah.
And then the roast, the smoke and the roast going right over.
And then after that, you get the hop finish, and it's.
Yeah, there's just a smidge. You definitely get that. I think it was 53 IBUs, so you're getting that blended in there too, and on kind of on the top of the palate. Yeah, at the very end. See, I wasn't getting it right at first on the end, but then towards the end, it starts coming to the palate. So. Yeah, I'm getting as far as going back to the nose.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a yeasty. Actually, getting quite a bit of yeast on the nose.
Yeast, let me see that. Or smell that.
Getting the yeast and the smoke.
Okay, yeah.
And then a little bit of dark fruit on it almost. Don't know if I'd go raisin.
I'm not sure I can pick out the smoke. I mean, it doesn't smell like barbecue smoke or like smoked meat or.
I get a little
fire.
bit.
It's...
The thing is that it sits there. It sits there between the hops, kind of mask it.
Okay.
But I can tell its presence there, right over the back.
Okay. But it's blended. It's not like you're smelling, like, oh, that's smoked. It's,
no.
It's.
When you taste it, you get much more smoke than what you smell, for sure. So this is good. This is definitely its own thing. I would say some people are going to probably hate this, I would guess. Anytime you have a strong trait in something. But I'm guessing most people who buy a smoked porter are kind of wanting that. I don't think they're getting it by accident.
Right. But it's not strong in one thing. It's not like it's just, oh, this is smoked or this is, whatever the strength is. It's all blended really nicely.
I'm definitely getting that coffee flavor too. When you have that smoke and that roast kind of blending together with that cleanness, it tastes a lot like drip coffee to me, like black, no creamer, no sugar. That's kind of what I get. That kind of like a Colombian coffee, drip coffee, kind of taste with it. I think it's pretty solid. For me, I like maltier beers. Especially, I like dark beers, but I like them maltier and sweeter. So this one is definitely, those IBUs are coming through and giving it that bitterness, and then you add the roast and the smoke on top of it. And this is definitely going to move towards the profile on the other side, where I tend to like a little more sweet and malty, a little less roasty. Like I'll go as far as the middle for roast. This is definitely on the other side of roasty and bitter. And smoky. Overall, I'm going to say, for me, this is pretty balanced. I'm going to give it a B+, because it's hard to rate personally super high on, even though I know it's well built, it's not necessarily my style, so I don't want to knock it down too low, but I don't want to give it too much, because, I'd put this in the category with a B+, like with Dogfish Head Chicory Stout, very similar style of beer in the sense of the flavor profile. It has that coffee, and it has that, but it has a little more sweet and malt, and I would prefer to drink that over this, although that's a stout and this is a smoked porter. But the thing is that, so for me it's a B+. It's definitely solid. There's going to be people, if you like, for the people who like an Americano, or drip coffee with no creamer and all that, like this is probably up their alley, because it's very similar to that profile of a drip coffee, with the roasty and the coffee notes, and yet being really clean and refreshing on that side. So that's how I see this beer.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think it's I like it. As far as the porter goes, it's a winner, but it's I wouldn't say it's my favorite beer. I don't know if I'm real hip on the style. It's but it's definitely good. I'm not a big coffee drinker, so having it similar to coffee is not a huge plus for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is everybody's got their favorite styles, and so it's hard. You might be drinking the best Pilsner, in the world,
Yeah.
and going, this isn't very good.
Right.
And I've seen reviews like that. I try and balance in between what my personal tastes are and what I know about the beer. I mean, obviously, if it comes at a 99 overall and 100 for the style, and Stone does a great job on beers. I know that this is a good representative.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it's not my favorite style, so I have to take that into account. But I don't dock it too much because I know it's a well-built beer. So that's why I tell people, I try and give them, hey, if you like this type of beer, then good. If you want something that's roasty, balanced, and refreshing all at the same time, that's an awesome beer. For me, it's not quite, the type of dark beer that I prefer, but I'm going to go solid B plus on that. So you can check us out on Facebook at Facebook.com/BeerDisciples. Join the conversation. Tell us what you think. If you think it's the best thing ever, let us know. We love to talk about beer. Check us out. You can also email us at BeerDisciples@gmail.com and send us a beer mails. If you want to send us a beer that you want us to review online, we'll do it. And if you want to show up and be a guest on the show and review your beer, you're welcome to come down if you're in Eastern Washington. So till next time, I'm going to say cheers.
Cheers.